This is a Headgum podcast.
Do you watch?
No, but she does.
Oh,
she's
that
like,
fucking
she's an
rules.
intense fan.
We
That says a lot about you that you were like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I was like, I support that.
Have you engaged with Bachelor?
A little bit.
Franchise?
Yeah, a little bit because of that. Because like the week that we were recording, we were watching it because she was like,
Cool.
freaking out.
What were
Well,
you watching?
We were watching the season with the two when they had two girls, and
I
one of them
didn't
is gay.
see
now.
that.
Oh yes, Gaga.
Yeah,
yes.
but I didn't see that season. We dropped off at
I
that
missed
point.
that, but I feel like it would have been turned.
I've been watching her TikToks. She comes up on my For You page, and I think
Dude.
she's very funny.
Dude, she rules.
Yeah, I think she's really
she
funny.
she
She
rules.
She's a really bad dancer, and she like does a lot of dancing TikToks.
awesome.
Yeah.
Is
she
it
know?
self-aware or is it more
Yeah.
like?
Oh, yeah.
That's
yeah. She knows.
kind of awesome.
She knows it's silly, goofy.
Yeah.
Are we beginning?
Well, yeah, because honestly, this is
I'm
gold.
like,
beginning.
I'm like
the
kind of fucking
podcast.
frozen.
You're freezing in here. It's so
Yeah.
cold.
I
Temp check, everybody.
Temp check. How's everyone doing temp wise?
I've been cold all day.
Since you wanted to talk about
I
it.
had one of those showers this morning where like I just was being a
Naughty.
luxurious princess and I was just standing in the. You guys ever do that? Just dissociate in the
Yeah,
hot
of
water.
course.
Yeah.
That's what
And
the
then
shower's
I'm
for.
thinking, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm thinking the water in the city,
Girl, enjoy
I'm
it
like-
while you can.
and then I'm
Yeah,
thinking my
in a
tummy
funny
is
way.
bright red
Not
because
to-
I'm just letting the water just go
You're
right
just
on the
white.
the
tongue.
most
It's
water
okay.
that we've had
And
in a
then,
long time.
but I did the
Yeah,
thing where like
now more than ever.
I did the thing where the door is shut and the window's shut, and so it's a steam room. It's a steam box.
Ooh.
And do you face?
Moldy.
Is it face to the stream? Or is it back of the head to the stream?
It was face to the stream, but the stream was on the tum.
Mm.
It was stream to the tum.
okay.
Tom Puss.
And
Interesting.
well, no, tum titty.
Tom titty.
Tum,
Yeah,
tum, titty,
it was
tum,
upper
tum.
tum and lower
Titty.
tit.
Yeah,
and
that sweet
that's
spot.
why
That's a sweet
that
spot.
whole area was bright red, and I thought, how long have I been here? And then I turned it off. It was in the steam room, and I had brought all my clothes into that room because I was like, I'm gonna be too chilly in my house. It's cold in LA right now.
It's cold. It's supposed to be 70 degrees, I think, later today.
What is it now?
When I was in the car, it was 64.
We're recording this episode in June, and it's freezing in this city.
It's colder here than it was in New York.
Are
when I
you
left.
same
really?
here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, that's
freezing?
real. That's real. Yeah,
It is.
June in
It is.
LA is cold, and I actually really like it for the most part. I
Wait.
like wearing my sweaters in June.
I listened to part of John's episode, and I think you said this exact thing.
Yeah, we were
Oh,
talking
I think
fuck.
we literally,
It's
literally
begun.
this today. Well,
It's
nothing's
begun.
new. Nothing's new.
I know, but I'm worried that we're gonna start. I mean, we're gonna run out of stuff. We
I have
shouldn't
a-
have a.
we
We
already
shouldn't
have.
have this.
about.
Why'd you want to be on this?
Since it sucks so much.
Fuck. What's your guys' most least favorite thing? Your greatest, the greatest thing that you hate about this?
I have a weekend complaint that doesn't have to do with that, but does have to do with bathing, if that's helpful. I have a
I
conversation
kind of want
starter
to hear
for
your
us.
answer to Joe's question.
Wait,
though.
everyone say the thing that they hate the most right now.
In life.
Yeah, that's great.
Mine has to do with something I experienced this weekend.
Okay, yeah,
A
let's do
wedding.
complaint section.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
the wedding.
to get you acclimated on the podcast.
Yeah. Palehound, we're getting right
Yeah,
into
by the
it.
way, Elle,
we're
welcome
gonna-
to
Elle,
the show.
Welcome to the show.
This is called Crank Corner.
Yeah.
I'm here for
So if you
We're
have
crank it.
any complaints, this is a perfect
Yeah,
place
this
to
is a
air
great
them
time.
out.
Are you a complainer?
I am.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
You're in the right place.
Self-identified.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rock
Yeah, okay,
on.
good. You're in the right place. So everyone can let me know how they feel about this.
Okay.
It has to do with bathing, and it's a complaint, and it has to do with the recent thing that's happened in my life.
Huh? No bathing?
It's no bathing, but that led to tragedy.
Oh man,
Oh no, was
Yeah.
it when you fell
Shit.
in the bathroom?
No, that's the worst thing
that's
ever.
scary.
But
That's
that had
so
that had nothing to
scary.
do
My
with
biggest fear.
bathing, and it was so scary.
I almost fell this weekend in the bathroom.
I'm sorry.
Wait, do we need to get like life alerts for each other?
No, I was up putting a plant.
Oh no,
My-
that's
oh,
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
I
You're
you
was
even
fell-
higher than normal.
I
The
was way
scariest
high.
in the
thing-
bathroom.
I was way
This is
high.
not what happened to me. Didn't have anything to do with falling, but I do hate when you go whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, I did whoa, whoa, whoa across a whole
I
stage
hate
once.
going whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
you
whoa,
did.
whoa,
Have you ever
whoa.
fallen on
That's like
stage?
the worst feeling for your heart
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
when you go whoa, whoa,
It
whoa.
slows down real. Yeah.
Yeah, your whole
Is
life
that what you
slows down.
hate? That was what you hate?
No.
Oh.
What happened to me, no one can imagine. So
Well, immediately I want to guess.
no, you're not gonna. You would never guess in a million years because it's so
You
weird.
were in the shower.
No.
Bugs came out of the nozzle.
No. It was a minor tragedy. It wasn't anything horrifying, but it was strange.
You stepped
and
on
it
a
kind of
pencil.
No,
In the shower.
it wasn't painful. It was just emotionally difficult.
Distressing?
Just it was. It had to. Okay, so I'll just tell you.
You heard the sound of a baby crying.
In the
It's not
shower.
it's
a
not.
ghost.
No, but you're close.
Oh, I'm closer?
Well, it has to do with sound.
Wow.
So you're no one's ever gonna guess it.
You heard the sound. You heard something in the attic.
Echo sound.
No, I was in Tahoe this weekend for a wedding, staying at a
Yeah,
hotel.
what?
There's
I
a
was
bunch
so
of
confused
there's a
by
bunch of
this.
bodies in the Tahoe waters.
You ever, your
Didn't
best
look
friend?
into that. Congratulations
Do you ever just be, do you ever,
to Emma and Henry. It was a gorgeous wedding.
oh, wow.
There are no corpses.
Corpses at this wedding.
There were no corpses at the wedding. No.
No corpses at the wedding.
That everyone knows about.
God.
I wish you had given me some more advance that you were going to be going
It's
to a
been in
wedding.
it's been in the calendar for
It's been in the
months.
calendar.
Text me. Just text me.
I'm going out of town. It's in the calendar.
Okay, I guess that's fair enough.
So it's fair. But okay. So we were staying in this hotel
Haunted.
and well, maybe, but it was very strange.
Was it old?
I couldn't tell. So, well, there were two things immediately that stuck out to me about the room. This is one of the most, apparently, I'm not going to name it because I'm shitting on them, this hotel.
Oh, absolutely.
But-
Rail them.
The two things that stuck out to me is when I walked into the room, there was two pieces of art, and it said, there was one piece of art that had to do with Lake Tahoe that had a word that repeated. So it was like, take a trip to the shore. And then it was like a picture of like a person on a little boat.
Oh, it wasn't repeating like an artistic choice.
No, it was
a
an
misprint.
accident. And
Yeah.
then,
I love
the
that.
other picture was it was kind of a
actually love
weird
that.
collage.
I'll keep that in mind.
It was a
Josette.
big old movie camera and it said, "Life is a picture,"
Oh man.
Oh.
which was very
That's awesome.
strange.
That's so,
So
hotel.
both of these
Yeah.
were made
I wish
in
I'd
a
taken
different
picture of them.
country
It felt that
with
way.
somebody who.
It was ESL under duress kind of art. That is
Yeah.
what it felt like, and
Yeah.
it was. Hotel art is really bad, but those are particularly interesting bad ones that I kind of liked.
Yeah,
but
no, I love
I
that.
was taken aback by them, so I was like, "This is weird."
It's like high concept.
But they had a shower and a bathtub with jets, so I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" I'm
Oh,
gonna
like a big one, like a jacuzzi
no.
one?
The jets
Clean?
hadn't been turned on for a long time.
Yeah,
No,
that's dangerous.
No? Okay.
Okay.
That's
No.
what I
Joe's
was
fears
guessing.
are all clean
No.
related.
No, but the
Has
black
nothing to do
stuff
with
coming out of the jets.
No, it has nothing
Okay,
to do
the
with
jets were clean. You use them. You
Up
use
your
them
butt.
No.
up your butt.
What?
You came so hard that you heard the sound of God.
That was it.
Is that it?
That was totally it.
No. You just want to guess so bad because you want to tell a story. You can tell a story after
I
I'm
don't have
done.
a story.
I love to guess.
You said we could never guess.
You
so-
will never guess. So I take a bath and I'm like, God, this rules. We actually didn't take a bath in unison. It's not possible.
Pronoun
Okay.
check.
Yeah. Yeah, me and never mind. I took a bath. It was
Bubbles.
I tried to get the jet working, wasn't working.
Huh,
so I
you
was like,
took a bath. That's great.
it was a
That's nice.
huge bath, which
for
was
you.
excellent.
I love bath.
So cute.
And I just kept turning the hot water on. I was like, I want to stay in here forever. So it was just fucking ruled. It was so sick. I was
You
in the
get
bath for a
pruny?
long time. I got so pruny,
Wow.
which was so cool. But then
Awesome.
I was like, couldn't get the jets to turn on. Yeah. So I was off on. I couldn't get anything to work, and the little screen was broken. So I was like, okay, this shit just doesn't work. And there are like little areas around the buttons where like lights get illuminated, but they weren't. Nothing was working.
We're supposed to have lights in the bath. It's like a full hot tub.
It was kind of hot tub style, but it was like
very
the
like
buttons. You know how
Tahoe.
buttons have lights behind them
Yeah.
at times
Yes.
when they're like from the 90s or whatever.
Yes.
Fantastic.
It was that. So, but I couldn't get it to work. Tried because I was like, to be in the bath and have it be a hot tub sounds so fun.
Yes.
But it didn't work. Okay, so we go to the welcome dinner. We come home. We go to sleep. We've had a hard week. Want to sleep so bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Can I
At
guess one more time?
6:30 in the morning. Go ahead.
Something electrocuted
No.
the tub. Okay.
At 6:30 in the morning, the jets turn on.
At 6:30 in the morning, when
No.
there's no water in the tub, the jets turn on.
That's great.
Nope.
Good guess.
So
What does that mean?
it means it sounds like someone was running a vacuum right next to my head.
Wait, is the
Can
bath
you do it
in the room?
impression?
No, the bath was. It was like someone had 6 hair dryers. No, it was just like
Okay.
Oh,
really with like someone had 5 hair dryers next to my head. So I get up and I'm so scared, and I'm like,
yours
the
was
jets
better.
are on and there's no fucking water in the tub. This is so weird. So the buttons
So did
had
you
not
turn the
been
water
working.
on then?
No, I turned it off. Finally, the thing is fucking working. I turn it off. I go back to sleep. 10 minutes later, the same
back
thing
on?
happens again.
Oh man.
Haunted.
Haunted.
Tub.
Crazy. So I call. I don't call. The person with whom I am with,
Yeah.
who is wont to do these sorts of calls,
which
Yeah.
is
calls downstairs.
your divine luck.
I know it's
And also
it's awesome.
by design.
It's by design.
Yeah.
But so she calls downstairs and says, "What's going on?" The tub, and they're completely unsympathetic and also just not surprised enough
Oh no, they're like, oh, that old thing.
to the point where we're kind of like, "This is very strange."
They've been doing this before.
And they don't really enlighten us to anything to have to do with it. So we were like,
Did they
it's a
say
futile
someone's
effort.
coming up?
We go back, no, because it's like, you're not gonna be able to fix it. The screen doesn't work. I've gone so far as to pick the little attachment up off the tub to see if I could disconnect it, literally just rip the wires out and break it. But I can't.
Oh my
so
God.
I don't
there's
think
no
you
way that they
could.
would have, there's no way that anyone would truly be able to fix it. There's like, it
Does
doesn't
it
make
keep
any sense.
happening?
We go to sleep, doesn't happen again. So we're like, we were threatening to move rooms because we're like, this keeps happening.
We're threatening to sue.
We're threatening them or whatever. And then lo and behold, the next morning at the exact same time, it happens again.
What?
The fuck?
Is it a timer
It
Or
had
is
to
it
have
a
been a
timely
timer.
ghost?
or timely ghost?
Either or.
Morning ghost.
So
No sleeping in.
obviously the first time it scares the shit out of me, and every subsequent time it scares me less. The first time I'm like haunted, scary, don't want to be in the bathroom, I'm terrified. But by the 4th time that it happens the next day, it happens twice within 5-6 minutes of each other. We call downstairs and then they're like, "Oh yeah, sometimes that happens with these when they detect moisture." And it's like, but they didn't detect moisture when I was in the tub
bath
for
and wanted
hours.
it to go on. Yeah, when I was in the tub for hours, and
It's
that
really
was their
frustrating.
excuse.
It's really
which was very strange to me. So that's my little complaint for the day.
it's really frustrating. It's
And
like
they
I
were
don't
like, "Oh
necessarily
yeah, that happens," and it's like, well, then make it not happen.
Right, exactly. If this has happened to other people,
At 6:22, and then
I doubt
and then
that they
at
have any
6:31.
control.
It's like, well, get a new tub.
take it out.
The tub was from the 80s.
Yeah,
like it was
I mean, I'm
really,
sure it's just really
seriously
expensive
old.
to like,
Yeah.
actually get rid of.
Also, it's like if
It was
you're
so, and it's
working at a
scary,
hotel,
it's so loud.
They don't
you're
give a
not
fuck.
like you don't own the hotel.
No, and honestly, I'm
So you
sure
have to
it's
tell it to
really,
the
I'm sure
landlord.
it's a really hard job.
Respect to all of them. They
And
were
total respect to all of them.
Anyone
But to
who's
say-
a maid at a hotel, it's like the hardest job I could ever imagine.
well. My mom did that, and she said it was terrible.
Yeah, people are horrible.
Yeah. So
Anyways.
So how dare you complain?
we were not being rude to them. I left a generous tip.
I know.
And
I bet you did.
And I was chatting to all them, and me and the people
were
who were cleaning the
buddies.
room had a good rapport.
Yeah.
It was more just the people
But
who
you
were
were
like,
robbed of
"Oh,
sleep
yeah.
at an important time for sleep.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then they were like,
know you
"Oh
needed sleep.
yeah, that happens
That can happen
sometimes." It's like,
yeah.
well, it's happened
every day.
a lot.
Yeah.
So that's my little complaint.
That's insane.
Do you
Was
have,
it a chain hotel?
It was not a chain.
Not a chain.
Not
It
a
doesn't
chain.
sound like a
Doesn't
chain.
You know
sound
what?
like it.
A chain
Yeah.
is
Right.
much
They're
nicer in my
accountable.
experience.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't know about
Go
that.
ahead.
What-
Tahoe.
yeah.
Share-
What chain?
Tell a tale.
What
Well,
chain?
Or
The
do you,
last time
you
I
could say
tried
it,
to
we could bleep
complain-
it out if you want to.
Well, it was a La Quinta. It was a La Quinta.
Oh,
yeah,
in
absolutely.
Speaking
New
of
Haven,
Bachelor.
Connecticut.
yeah, speaking of Bachelor.
Yeah, it was
Speaking
a
of The
La Quinta,
Bachelor, yeah.
and it was
La Quinta.
just like a few months ago. And
Where were you?
we
Tour?
woke up. Yeah, we had opened for Boy Genius. It was
Cool.
in New Haven.
cute.
Nice.
And we woke. Well, my bandmates woke up to their bed was soaking wet because there was like a leak happening. Like there was like a rainstorm and there was like water pouring from the ceiling onto their bed. And then in my room
God.
that I was sharing with my friend, we had the light wouldn't turn on. It wouldn't turn off. No, it wouldn't turn off.
Oh,
Even
wouldn't
worse.
turn off?
No, the hall light wouldn't turn off.
you're
And so
trying to go
I
to
went
sleep.
downstairs and I was like, listen, the bed is soaking wet and it's like there's water pouring from the ceiling.
That is so
And
crazy.
they did nothing about it.
They give you a
Nothing.
refund?
No.
Okay.
Nothing. And I was
someone
like,
who works for La Quinta Listen to this.
New Haven.
We'll name them.
Yeah,
you guys
New
I
Haven.
remember?
emailed them like 3 times and they
That's
just didn't reply.
crazy.
You
And
should
they
do
can
it.
just
You need
do
to do
that.
it publicly.
That's
do it
what
on
I'm doing
Twitter.
right now.
This
That's
is
why
actually-
I'm
that's why
here.
you're
That's
here.
why I was on the
Came on.
podcast.
Seriously,
This is
you should
it.
Yeah.
do it. Twitter
This
is
is it.
Twitter.
Thank you
That's
so
the
much
only
for
thing that
sharing your
Twitter's
I've
truth.
been
for.
playing a long game with this.
Yeah.
That's really smart.
Yeah.
La Quinta's gonna slide into your DMs within hours of this dropping.
Do you guys remember when that kind of happened to us when we were in Cabo? We were like, the room kind of felt moist.
Oh, yeah.
And then
And we
found
figured out
there
it was a leak.
someone left like
The tub on
someone
for
left
days.
the tub on in the room above us.
And we were like, why are the walls like
Bubbling?
We were just like,
Damn.
well, we were near the beach.
Because we were
just
like, I guess it's just humid.
so
here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beach
man.
vibes.
I mean, we were fine, but funny.
Whoa, that was so, yeah, and it did feel. It's like, why is it like wet in here? Like, feels weird.
Yeah.
that was so strange.
Hotels are nasty.
They're just so bad.
Fucking God, I hate hotels. I
They're
really
intense.
do.
I like
Someone told me
them.
recently they don't clean the, those like decorative top blankets that they have like folded at the end of
Oh,
the bed.
no.
Those
Oh,
do not
what?
get washed.
I'm sure
That
they
can't
don't.
be
Like, at all.
allowed.
No, it is allowed.
I'm sure
That
it's
is
That's the
so
thing. It's lawless
fucking
out here.
crazy.
I'm not surprised by that.
No,
and
no,
That's
this
like a
is the
thing. I had a friend who worked in a
I
hotel
hate
who,
this.
like, yes, that is a thing. They do not wash those.
Oh man.
Those
at
and like
all.
the throw pillows.
The throw pillows.
Are you
I
like
know.
somebody who? Because I feel like Naomi and Joe like actually pay attention to how clean something actually is. Versus
It's
for me, if
disgusting.
I can't like see a problem,
I
then
go
I'm
looking
just like,
for problems.
yeah,
I try
I'm
not
not
to
gonna
see
go.
it,
Yeah, I try
But
not
some
to
of them are
see it.
glaring.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Airbnbs are also like
I
we
hate
stayed.
Airbnb maybe more than hotel actually.
We stayed
Wait,
in one
where are
on
you
this
staying
last.
right now? You're staying with a friend?
I'm staying with my friend
Okay,
in her
cute.
And how
beautiful
would you rate
house.
that?
In
Oh my
Atwater?
God, 10 out of 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
Atwater.
so
She's
cute.
letting us stay in her bedroom. It's like so sweet of her.
Oh,
That's
so
really
nice.
cute.
That's
awesome.
wait, that's
friend
kind of
award.
crazy.
It's incredible. She's
Where's
letting us
she
use her car.
sleeping?
Oh, she has another bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Deluxe.
Big girl.
I know.
Yeah.
Big
It's
girl
awesome.
alert.
Yeah,
And she's letting
deluxe.
us use her car. It's awesome.
Whoa.
That's
It's like
really sick.
saving us
Friend of the
money.
year award.
Yeah, visiting
friend
LA and
of the
having
year.
a car makes a big difference.
It's insane. Yeah, I was like almost didn't come because of the rental car price. But yeah, we stayed at an Airbnb on the last tour where I walked into the room and I try not to see things because you get there, it's late, you just
Right.
like need to sleep. But there were cum stains, actual blatant cum stains all over this room I was in.
You need to get. Did you get
All
a
over
refund?
the
Oh,
room?
that I got a refund. Yes,
Yeah.
I took all over the room.
Just curious, like
Curtains.
where? Oh,
Shut the
And you know, like the bed skirt.
Who's shooting loads all over there?
I think it could have been multiple
Let's
people.
say this.
Oh my god.
Oh, like so someone had an orgy or something?
I don't know. It was just like it was crazy, and it
That
was like
is
on the
really
bed
crazy.
skirt.
You calmed down when you
was
said
nasty.
that.
I'm like, well,
And they
yeah,
give you a
because
refund.
They did.
Okay,
one
that's
the
it.
idea
Where
of
was
one
that?
person
That
coming like all over a room is scarier to me than like
what,
a group
multiple
of
people?
people.
Did everybody who was coming say, "I'm going to come everywhere"? I'm
What?
coming
This-
everywhere.
I'm coming everywhere.
this person did.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was we had a lot of really bad Airbnbs on the last tour. That was like Rochester, New York.
We've stayed in some crazy Airbnbs on tour. With like South by Southwest Airbnbs have been the craziest.
Well,
'cause
yeah, it's
they're-
like
'cause
we had
it's
like
always
deer
like,
heads
they
in
all
our
get taken
room
up.
and-
Yeah. We had
Or we had
yeah.
mold rooms.
no, and there was a
so much
taxidermy
mold.
cat. I actually liked that cat.
Life
Yeah,
is a
Like
picture.
a house cat.
Like a house cat,
Oh,
yeah. Like
fuck.
someone's
yeah.
cat had died and they
Deceased.
there was a
taxidermied
few
it.
of them
They
actually.
didn't want
I
to keep
think.
that with them and like where they live.
No, they
I-
said we'll
I
keep it
think
with
they-
you.
They're gonna keep it with you guys.
They also me and at that Airbnb, me and Brian, our old bassist who now plays for Paramore, we wish him all the success in the world. He's
God
one of the most
bless you.
wonderful people.
Yeah, I love him.
Good luck out there. He and I were
Huh.
sharing a bunk bed, and it was no joke the loudest bunk bed imaginable. Like if you roll, we were laughing. Like we were so tired, but we were also laughing.
If you moved at all.
If you moved at all, I was like, like it was
That's
so,
nice. We shared a bed, and I don't remember it being a positive experience.
I was in hell psychologically, so
I could feel your hell.
I'm sorry.
It's
I
okay.
had a panic attack for like the whole night, and I didn't realize what that was.
Yeah,
This was the same
that's
place.
kind of
same
yeah.
different.
This is
Yeah,
like
that's
this is like
different.
20
years ago.
like it,
How
Probably
long
10
have you been
like 10
touring?
years
How long
ago?
have you
for
been-
10 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
sick.
I started when I was 19.
Did your baby?
Yeah, little baby.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah, I don't know why they let me
But
do
now you're
that.
29.
Where are you
So I'm
from?
29. I'm turning 30 in a week
Let's
from
go.
today.
Oh my god.
So wait-
Yeah.
What does that make you?
yeah.
Gemini?
Gemini.
Well, you're kind of cuspy,
Sexy.
or no,
A little.
or not yet.
I don't
No,
think so. I
no,
don't
so
think
you're
I'm
just
cuspy.
full
No, I'm
Gemini.
like full Gemini.
I
It's like
love
an issue
Geminis.
sometimes.
You identify?
I do. I do.
Jupiter just moved into Gemini.
Oh
So
yeah.
this
What
is
the
a
fuck
powerful
does
time
that
for you.
mean?
I explained this when we did the Bayleaf ritual.
I know, but you were telling me too much stuff in a short period of time.
Jupiter is like a planet that has to do with
Being big and red.
luck.
Big and red.
Yeah, well, like,
Swirling.
well,
Big
it's like
red.
what Channy was saying.
one.
It's
Yeah.
like what Channy was
I know,
saying.
big
Like,
red.
Yeah.
like we did base a lot of astrology on like description of
Yeah.
like what something's vibe is, and because that planet is like big and red, it's like power, luck, miracles, like
Hey, this is
goals.
This is nice.
This is major for
It's
you.
just good stuff. Yeah,
This is good.
It's I think it is
Saturn
gonna be
return
good.
too, you know?
Yeah.
In that. In
Oh,
the
yeah.
heat of that.
Wow.
Do you feel it?
Yeah.
What do you
I
think?
think so.
What area of your life do you think it's has to do with?
Oh man.
Or are you one of the, or I feel like a lot of musicians, it's like we don't really have areas of our life. We just have like
It's all just
work.
one thing.
Yeah.
You know. It's my friend like is really into astrology and told me straight up what area it was in, and I forget what it was. It's like, I don't know. This is so broad, but like sense of self or something.
But I mean, that makes sense.
You know?
As
Yeah.
like
But
a
I think that's like
teenage-
kind of vague. I feel like everyone kind of hits that though.
yeah.
Turning
But
30.
as like a
Yeah,
as a
I did.
You
Are
know?
you experiencing it as being like a mutable thing? Like your sense of self has changed or is changing?
Yeah, I think so. It just kind of like,
You have to decide whether or not you're gonna like yourself permanently.
sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Permanently?
Well, that's how
Yeah.
I think about Saturn return. It's like either you're like it's
Huh.
kind of like make or break. Like you're gonna get it in, or you're gonna say,
Joe's face.
or you're gonna say like next go around, next time I'm alive. You
Well,
know.
do we get 2 Saturn returns or we just get one? Is there one when we're like
I think we
60?
get
you
it every
a
like
f-
20
you get a
every
few,
27 years.
depending
Yeah.
on the, I think.
Really good point.
Depending on
Really
how
good
Yeah,
long
point.
how
we make
long.
it. Yeah.
Oh, it's not just the one time.
Yeah.
That's nice, actually.
I
You get
just
a couple
also-
chances.
We got another shot.
Okay, but where are you from?
I'm from Connecticut.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you guys have been looking so good lately. Have you been doing anything different in your routine?
Well, I haven't been doing anything different. It's just more of the same. But that doesn't mean it's not exciting. It's AG1, people. That's what's getting cracked open from a little bag and poured into a big cold glass first thing in the morning. Mixed up with creatine and then going and hitting it
Pumping.
hard.
I
Katie,
love that for you.
Your
What's your
daily nutrition.
favorite mineral that's in AG1? That's cool.
magnesium.
Yeah, magnesium is
Yeah,
a great
help you-
mineral
help
that's in
you-
there.
help you
Biome.
Help your muscles
your
Helps
muscles
relax.
relax.
anxiety. Yeah.
Yeah, AG1's great, and it makes it as easy as 1, 2, slurpy slurp.
It
Gulp
actually-
it down.
it
It makes
actually
it
makes
easy
it
as
as
3,
one.
2, AG1.
Wow.
Wow.
See, we got there.
So starting your journey with AG1 is a win.
If there's one product we trust to support our whole body health, the body that we all share, it's AG1. That's why we've partnered with them for so long. Thank you, AG1, for continuing to sponsor our fledgling
you.
podcast. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/gayotic. Gayotic.
Gayotic, my podcast.
That's drinkag1.com/gayotic. Check it out. And you live in New York.
I do.
In
Did you
Brooklyn.
move to New York when you were 19? Or you, like,
I went
started
to
20?
school outside of the city when I was, but then I like put stuff out on Bandcamp, and then
Bandcamp. Shout
yeah,
out.
you know, just
Bandcamp.
like
Yeah,
just kind of to show friends.
totally.
And then I was on this label called Exploding in Sound, which was like New York, Boston based, and then they like had a South by showcase, and then I started touring, and then I dropped out of school because also school was just not working for me at all. I was like really depressed and wasting a lot of money.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like a huge waste of money and
Totally.
time, and it was
Yeah,
a
totally.
terrible school.
What
so I
school?
went to Sarah Lawrence for 2 years, and that was when that cult was
Wait.
happening.
Okay, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa,
So
sick.
I
I
had
was
a
there
friend-
right when the cult was ending.
Wait,
and
I
the
actually
vibe
don't
on
know
campus
about the
was
Sarah Lawrence
Wait,
cult.
you
and I
know-
would love to
Oh,
know.
man.
Okay,
wow,
It's
there's
deep.
a great,
Slow
there's
Num-
a
Slow
great
9.
doc.
Slow 9.
Slow 9?
Slow 9
Yeah.
is the
There's
name
a
of the dorm.
documentary
And
about
I was
this?
I
Yes.
lived next door.
It's a crazy.
you-
It's a cult.
What's your
crazy.
when were you there? What years?
I
'Cause didn't
got
you
there in
visit?
2012.
Yes. Okay, do you know you probably know some people I know because
Okay.
we're only a year different.
I didn't really leave my room very much.
Yeah. My
Totally.
friend
You know,
Kaylin,
That was me in New York.
and I knew a bunch of people, but they lived in Slow 9 in like maybe a year after the shit had
I
gone
lived
down.
in Slow 11 like 2 years after the shit went down.
Yeah. So and
Well,
they
it
had no
went
idea.
down. Okay.
The worst.
There was,
Yeah, go
there
ahead.
was a,
Somebody
there was
died?
maybe actually you should say this,
Yeah.
but if not, I can.
Share-
You can kick it off.
There was an adult man
Oh no.
who was a parent of a student who essentially moved into the dorm and kind of like became like
Father God?
a kind of, and then they all moved to New York and like lived in like an apartment after they got kicked out of Sarah Lawrence.
Yeah,
Wait,
also
but
he got
was
out of
somebody's
prison.
dad?
Oh,
He was
yes.
someone's dad. He got out of prison and went and lived in the dorm. And the way that this
Cool.
dorm is structured is that
It's
there's like
crazy.
one common room and then a bunch of single rooms. So with like twin beds. So he was sleeping in the common room on a couch.
Oh
and
my
he
God.
was like,
Everyone
his name is
just
Larry.
approved of this?
Well, he
Well, the
was
school has no,
yeah.
there's no, that's part of the problem with this school. I mean, I'm, just gonna
Go
rip.
for
Yeah,
it.
But
speak
the
on
school
it.
has like no, they don't give a fuck about
no
students.
infrastructure,
No, there's
like-
no infrastructure. It's like ridiculously expensive. It's like nobody
is
is
it an
happy.
art school?
Yeah.
It's liberal arts school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you like don't have a major.
It just was I went there because I was like, maybe I'll meet one other gay person if I go to this school.
Did
'Cause-
you?
Totally.
And I met a few,
Yeah,
but
you
I was
should.
too scared to talk to anyone or have
For
sex.
sure.
Yeah,
So,
cool.
Right.
you know,
Sure.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
so,
sure.
But so this guy got out
But
of
you
prison.
already knew you were gay? Sorry,
Yeah,
just
I did.
opening this file for
Well,
later.
yeah, no, this is good because
Because
Yeah, we'll come
Gayotic.
back
we
to
can,
it.
we
Yeah.
can, we can. We'll
no,
put
but
a
I knew I
pin.
was gay, but where I grew up was really homophobic and
Yeah.
not cool
Wow.
about it. So
Okay.
Yeah, Connecticut.
So that
Yeah,
vibe.
bad.
Wait, was it like a suburb?
yeah, it was a suburb.
Yeah, I
But
grew
it
up
was just,
suburb vibes.
Yeah, getting kicked out of like my friends' houses because they
'Cause-
thought their
'cause you
parents
had
thought I
gay
was
vibes?
yeah,
Oh.
stuff
'Cause you
like
had
that.
gay vibes.
Yeah, because I had gay vibes, and I was
Oh.
like, I was like wearing sweater vests, like I wasn't,
Yeah, yeah,
I like
yeah.
the
was
sweater
Ani
vest
DeFranco,
was the
you know,
hot,
I like had an Ani DeFranco t-shirt on.
yeah,
you know?
that was the big one.
That was the big one.
Swing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
totally.
That is
okay,
tight.
okay,
but yeah.
so
So I went to Sarah Lawrence really because I was like, I really wanted to like find. Yeah, I wanted to. Yeah,
Oh,
I
you,
wanted to.
you were
that's
going to
what
say
most
fine,
people
but
go
I
I
to
said
wanted to
fuck.
find fuck.
I wanted to find fuck.
You wanted to
I wanted
find
to
a
find
fuck.
fuck.
Yeah.
Community
Fuck
fuck.
community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like the
fuck community.
I wanted
like
to find a
the
fuck community, and you
Yes.
ended up finding the wrong type of fuck community.
Big
Well,
time.
hopefully that
I
wasn't
didn't
a
fuck at all.
Hopefully the slow thing was not a fuck
No, it was.
community.
No, it was. This
It
was
was,
the problem.
That was. It's
Unfortunately.
This
always
was what
is.
happened.
It's always about. Yeah.
But he was somebody's dad?
He was someone's
Yes.
dad. So he was this girl's dad. He got out of prison. He had nowhere to go. And he went to live on this dorm room couch.
Could
And
never
is he
be
back
me.
in prison now? Just wondering.
He should be. I think he is.
I
I,
think he
actually
might-
don't
I don't
remember.
how it ended.
I don't remember how it ended too because I was just like in a state after
I
I
watching
think
that.
he was being like prosecuted and like.
He absolutely should be in jail.
I'm pretty sure he was because remember there, I think the doc was like about the trial and like they were talking to some of the women who were still like in relation with him and then others who were no longer like
Yeah.
affiliated with him because I remember them talking to like some of the women who were like he's being persecuted.
Yeah.
Blah,
Okay,
blah,
so
blah.
what happened?
So he
was living
moves
in. The
in.
dorm.
He's living in a
You're
dorm
on campus.
on campus.
Yeah.
You doing a
slow,
Google?
Slow 9.
You looking up pictures?
I think there was an
looking
to get
HBO
set the
doc
scene.
about it.
There is, and
Yeah.
it's really good.
Yeah, it was
Actually,
very
it's
good.
really good
Okay.
because also it shows how these people got involved, like these really smart kids
Yeah.
too.
Because a lot of people, I mean, that school, from what I remember, like all my friends who were there were like really, really intensely smart.
Really
And, like,
smart. And these people had like supportive parents and like
Yeah,
parents who were
totally.
like involved and like cared about them. And like there was just like a lot. Yeah. So this guy, he claimed, I don't remember like the specifics with this, but he claimed that he had like all these government connections
was he,
and
like,
celebrity.
supposed to be CIA
Yeah,
or
he was like, I'm
something?
CIA, I'm like this, I'm that. Like I like assisted this president with this, whatever.
Yeah.
So he like had all of this lore
to
about
like scare
him.
the fuck out of the kids.
To scare
too.
the kids and also like make himself like a respectable like god type. So he would start it started by him giving these sermons to the kids in the dorm, and then he started sleeping with one of his daughter's best friends who was like living there. And so he started sleeping with her and like living in her room. And then that escalated to him like, oh man, it's so dark. It's just like there's a lot of shit where he was like trying to like give the kids like, confidence to like he just humiliated them in like
Yeah.
these ways that were terrible.
It's
We don't have
very
to get into it.
traditional.
But like
Traditional
Apparently,
shit.
two of the students are suing the school now.
they should.
Whoa.
yeah.
They absolutely should.
What, for, like,
Yeah.
for
neglect?
negligence.
Absolutely.
Are you kidding? Like,
It's a tiny school too. There's only like 1,700 kids there. It's not like a huge university
Right.
No,
where
it's
that
like a
flies under the
high
radar.
school.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like on the radar, like in a
Yeah.
big way.
so crazy.
And then he moved them all into a 1-bedroom apartment in Manhattan where there were like 10 of them in this apartment. And he started doing this thing where it's like if you scuffed like the floor, if you like cracked a glass or something, you had to pay him like hundreds of dollars. And then
he also like got them to
extorting
have
children.
their parents like spend like hundreds of thousands of dollars, right, or something. Yeah.
So fucked up.
Were they still going to class, or they eventually like left?
they went to
school?
class. I actually went to class with one of them.
Okay.
Whoa.
One of them I had one class with.
And
in
did
my
you have
freshman
any
year.
idea that this was
No.
going on when it was happening?
No.
I mean, I doubt
didn't
that
know about it
anybody
until
did.
after it became. What was it, like New York Post? Not New York Post.
Something
New York
like that.
Magazine.
Yeah.
Oh my
the more
gosh.
serious one.
These
Yeah.
So
poor
yeah,
kids.
the
I know.
legitimate
the
one.
legit one put a big thing. But you should watch the
doc's
document-
really good.
It's really good.
It does just show
It's
you
sad as
it
fuck.
could happen to anybody.
Anybody.
At any time. I really
Yeah.
do think you just don't know. Like, I think it's daft to think that something like you wouldn't be, able to be manipulated
is
by somebody
crazy.
like that. No, but
Yeah.
I mean, like, and also if you're not, like, if you're looking, like, let's say you had a parent die and you're, like, looking for a sense of community.
Yeah,
so
so
you
it
start going
depends
to
on
some
your
fucking
early-
bullshit. Like,
Early
you
life
know?
trauma.
Yeah.
I just
Like-
think it can happen to anybody.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that's so wild. Okay, so anyway.
Anyway.
So you left Sarah Lawrence and you started immediately touring.
Yeah.
And doing music.
Yeah.
How was your first South by?
I mean, it was. It shouldn't have been allowed. I shouldn't have
Yeah.
been allowed to. Like it
Yeah,
just like.
totally.
It was a mess.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
Ours
it shouldn't have
was
been
bad.
allowed.
But you make it happen.
Yeah, I just like we played like 3 showcases a day.
Sucks.
You know, and like for $0.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
like that whole vibe. And but it
Yeah.
was so fun. It was just like
With buddies.
yeah, with buddies, and it was like not official. You know, so it's just a lot of like house shows and. I mean, yeah, it was amazing. I'll always like remember it fondly. But we were like,
Yeah, that's
we were
sick.
lucky because I had a friend that we could stay with, so we could stay at like at like their parents' house.
Yeah, that's
So
sick.
that was really nice. We were able to like kind of make that happen.
And then when did you get to do something gay?
I got to do something gay. Are you
Music
talking about gay
often
sex?
leads-
Or are you talking about
yeah.
Or just
Um,
or anything thereof, anything
yeah?
related.
When I was 19 was
Cool.
the first time.
Hell
Yeah.
hell yeah.
You know, that's solid age. You know,
I actually, yeah. I think maybe same.
yeah,
18, 19.
yeah. 'Cause
Well, unless you're counting
What, all the childhood gay
all the
stuff?
childhood stuff.
yeah. No, I don't. I
They
think
don't
this is-
count. You
I don't
can't
think that
count them
counts.
for reasons.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Intentional, yeah.
Intentional.
Where you know that it's gay.
Yep.
But you knew always.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Well, I knew like for the first time, like actually knew when I was like 13, and I had this friend that I had this crush on, and I couldn't figure out what the crush was, but like my fantasy about her
Uh-huh.
was that she like there was like a huge rainstorm outside, and she like showed up at my door and was like, "I need
Sexy.
shelter," and,
Hell yeah.
and then I just like
You
held
sheltered
her
her.
and protected her from the storm.
That's really sweet.
and that was like
actually.
that was my like first gay fantasy.
Pretty nice.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
That
nice.
is really sweet.
Yeah. And then they got more, you know, and then I like
I
watched
love
porn
the-
for the first
I
time.
love-
and that
Yeah, yeah,
changed
and
a
you're like,
lot.
oh,
Right,
you
right.
know?
It changed a little bit.
That changed.
Yeah.
But I do
definitely.
like the lesbian fantasies that have to do with like
What,
saving
protection?
girls. Yeah.
Yes, and like intimacy, and
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
sweetness.
Totally.
Holding her in your arms.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then something else
Embarrassing.
happens, but I'm not sure.
And then
What
I know
it
that
is.
something is supposed to happen, but I can't tell
For now, it's
because
just
they
the
didn't tell us about
protecting.
that in health class. I don't know what that's
Right.
supposed to be. What
Yeah.
happens?
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah.
say that people have gay sex in your
No.
sex ed?
Did
No.
people say that to you?
Yeah,
They
they
didn't
You
say
guys
that.
got
They
that?
breezed
No
over
way.
it. Yeah.
No way.
They didn't
My
even
my
touch
teacher,
it.
actually shout
Yeah.
out to Mr. Yee.
Shout out.
He was so sweet, and he was one of those straight guys who like he cried when he told us about like that he had a friend who was gay when he was younger who he didn't treat well enough.
So
Oh
he was,
my God.
That's actually really sweet.
It was
Mr.
very
Yee's
sweet.
He
traumatized.
cried
Yeah.
in front of the class.
Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of.
I think it was because like
His friend die?
no, I'm like I'm pulling out the like weed of a memory, and it turns out the root is actually pretty long. So this kid in my class was playing like an emo song in a free period. Like there was like a joke emo song that had to do with like somebody having a gay boyfriend or something like that.
It was like, I'm an emo kid.
It
No,
wasn't
I
that
know
song.
that can be.
I remember
Oh
that
my
song.
God, I remember
You'd
that
be
song too.
non-conforming too if you look just
like me.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
Oh,
E-bombs
man.
world.
Yeah,
it was
was.
Super.
E-bombs
Where did we
world
find that?
core.
Why do we all know that?
Early YouTube or like however videos used to circulate.
right.
Anyway.
But like anyway, like
I know
his
what you're
group of
talking
friends were queer, but I don't think Mr. Yee knew that. It's also like that to this day is a very confusing thing of like I think it's fine when gay people are laughing at homophobic things in their to themselves.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
So
Are
I
you
like
that every
kidding?
day.
Right.
That's the only thing I
You
have.
have to.
That's all I've got.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
Did you
yeah.
guys think
No,
that
you
the
have
Pope,
to laugh.
Did you
You
guys
have
think
to.
that the Pope thing was
Hilarious.
It's one of the funniest things ever.
Hilarious.
I lost my mind.
Faggioncine?
He's like, fagioli.
Fagioli.
that's a
I don't even
type
know
of
what the
pasta,
word
sorry,
was,
folks.
but yeah.
He's like,
I'm just making it up.
frutti. They are going to a heaven too. Maybe.
It's like those gay fags will also go to heaven, I
fag
guess.
He's like, God loves everyone, even the frutti fagioli.
Fagioli.
Or whatever the fuck. It's like, you are insane. And then everyone being like, you have to
frosted,
apologize.
the flaky.
Can you just imagine all the other people in like the hats? And they're kind of all just like, oh no.
Well, I think it was like secretly
He's being
recorded, wasn't
recorded.
it? Yeah.
Fuck.
But I really love that the translation was like something along the lines of like, there's already too much faggotry in the church. I was like, say that.
Oh, wait, I didn't
know
He's like,
that.
we all look really gay.
Yeah. But also, like, I think what he meant, I'm like, that's not faggotry. That is
It's rape.
pedophilia.
Yeah,
and
that's
rape.
rape.
Yeah,
And
That's
you got-
different.
yeah.
It's a little
that is
different.
a little different. I know it gets confused a lot, but it actually is a
Yeah.
little
It's
different.
actually
Very
not
Kevin
that
Spacey of him.
confusing.
It's not
Yeah,
that
very Kevin
confusing.
Spacey.
Very Kevin
It was
Spacey
so
of him.
embarrassing.
Fagiocine.
It was like that was really
Fracciaccioggi.
that was really very funny.
That was
Yeah, I
awesome.
like it.
Anyway, that kind of stuff rules.
Okay, but
unfortunately.
yeah, to go
but
back.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so somebody who was in like this queer group of friends was playing a song that was homophobic, and Mr. Yee heard it and like really lost his shit. Like he like was very
crying.
Let's go, Mr. Yee.
yeah.
That's
He
awesome.
he was
Guys,
crying,
this is not funny.
and he
at
was
all.
like and he was like I myself was homophobic to my friend. You know,
It's really cute.
I
and
really,
cried.
I love him.
is.
It was really really cute. He was a
Wow.
great teacher.
He should.
That's amazing.
I
Yeah.
feel like everyone's dad inevitably says something like, "I had a gay friend." You know what
and
I mean?
didn't treat
And it's
him
like,
how I should have.
Yeah, it's strange. Like,
My dad had a couple gay friends.
yeah.
I'm remembering now we had one thing about
Mine
gay
too.
You had one
about
thing
gay
about
in
gay?
health
Okay.
in health class, and it was the it was the
What?
only thing they talked about. They
Butt
showed us
sex?
the movie Philadelphia,
What the fuck?
Wait, what is
all
that?
it is, which is like Tom Hanks dying of AIDS.
Yeah, and then he
so they're
does-
like,
oh my
gay
God.
is
Yeah.
dying of AIDS.
Yes, that's what they showed us.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. And then I had the same health teacher told us this story about drugs. He was like, don't do acid. He was like, if you do acid,
He do acid?
it's going to be stored in your spinal
Spine.
cord
Comes back.
forever.
Why is it
And then he
always
was like, I was at my friend's barbecue when I was in high school. I'll never forget it. And it was, his mom had taken acid a lot in the 60s or whatever. And we looked over and she was peeling her thumb with a potato peeler because she was having an acid flashback.
I do hate that so much.
I don't think that's true.
I don't think
and
that's
then I
true.
actually,
I think
I
that's
just hate
fucking
that. I
Bob's
just
world.
hate that. I just
Mr.
hate
Teacher,
that.
I do not think this is
but
true.
this is the best part is that so he was like this really like straight laced kind of looking dude, like crew cut, like button up the whole thing. And then we opened for Jimmy Eat World a few months ago,
sick.
which
Hell
was
yeah.
sick.
That's awesome.
And
They
I was
rule.
standing
Great
in
band.
they were amazing. They're so good. And then I was standing in the crowd like and Sweetness was playing and I was losing my mind. And this guy comes up to me wearing a drug rug and like a man bun. And he's like, Elle? He was like, do
Is
you
it-
remember me?
Is it?
Mr. I'm not going to say his name. I was your health teacher.
No.
And it was him.
No
and he
fucking
was fully
way.
on something
No
at the Jimmy Eat
fucking
World
way.
show.
I love
Full
that.
drug rug, full man bun.
That's
I love
so
that.
With like his
funny.
hippie girlfriend who had like,
Did he
you know,
seem like he was doing well?
yeah, he seemed happy.
He seemed happy.
but he was
In the
also
moment.
on drugs
On
at a Jimmy Eat
drugs.
World
Yeah,
concert
yeah.
at a
You're
state
gonna be
fair.
doing
So it was
well.
like,
I
come
love
on.
that. I
That
love when people
fucking
do
rocks.
drugs at
So-
shows.
I mean,
I know
yeah,
that
you know.
sounds dumb, but like that people. I mean, like I don't. Obviously, we don't do anything anymore. But people
I
that
know
like
what
they
you
go
mean.
to
interact
shows
with other
and
people
they.
that are doing something.
Well, it's like they're going to a show to have like a really good
Time.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like,
that's
I'm gonna
what-
have I fucking love this band.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking do acid.
Yeah,
and then
that's
you go
fun.
see them.
when
and then
they
that's
do
like,
a
that's
drug
kind
on
of
purpose
cool.
and the drug works.
Yeah, and they have a
Works
good
good.
time.
Yeah.
and they have a
Yeah,
good.
that's
I guess
cool.
that's the. And they have nice time.
Yeah.
It'll be
Not-
fun to be a band where that's your fan base. Or like being
I think
Fish.
Being what? Yeah,
Or
Fish or
something
like
at our
Grateful Dead.
shows.
Yeah,
People
they're
do.
just-
Oh,
people do drugs,
like,
too.
People
Yeah.
do like ecstasy,
Which
at
is
our
crazy
shows.
to me.
Oh, yeah, for
Serious?
sure.
Just gay guys.
Gay
yeah. Shout out. But yeah, I think being Fish would be wild.
I'm
Well-
sure people are doing drugs at your smoking weed. At
Definitely
least.
smoking weed or
Yeah.
taking Xanax or something.
Fuck.
It's like that
Yeah.
vibe, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a
Around.
party drug at this
I think
one.
I
Yeah.
think ours are. I guess uppers alcohol and weed.
Yeah,
I don't know.
people are
I guess
definitely
maybe people are.
hotboxing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
People doing like. It's
We'll
interesting.
take a poll. Let us know what drugs
Yeah,
you're doing.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would assume they're
Weed?
getting hyper, not like
Loper.
not loper.
Mhm.
Yeah.
One time.
Um,
What?
I'm just gonna say one time, I feel like me and Louie got like way too stoned at the Robin concert.
That's awesome.
Was this
at
when
Palladium?
Louis talked to?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
My
yeah.
bro-
I think you can tell this.
Which
story.
was really fun.
My brother just went up to somebody who was straight who seems like he could be gay.
Someone who we know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone who was next to his wife, and like my brother just hit on him.
Didn't
in
he
a-
just
in a-
ask, like, are you gay?
No, he was like,
No.
I want to take you out. And he's like, this is my wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
I
That's
love
awesome.
also
Yeah,
Louis.
yeah.
Louis
That's
like he's done some of the funniest. One time we were at a.
Oh, you're going to tell the Uffy story?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you
I'll
can
just
tell
say
this.
we'll just bleep out maybe.
No,
Uffy.
I think she'll think it's
So
funny.
so we went. Also, this was Halloween. My brother was dressed as Cersei, and he.
Like, very intensely.
That's
we
sick.
went to a friend of ours' Halloween party, and Uffy was there. Do you remember? Like Pop the Glock. Like Uffy, she was like Peaches. Like she was
Okay.
big during like that time. So yeah, he was talking to Uffy and pretended that he didn't know it was Uffy, and Uffy has a Uffy tattoo, and he was like, "Oh, cool, Uffy tattoo." And she was like, "Oh, like I'm Uffy," and you know.
Oh, I am Uffy.
They took a photo together, but while this was happening, you and I literally like left our bodies and I
were
had to
just like,
leave
"Oh,
the
no."
room. It's
'Cause
not
when
that
you know
it's
that
funny.
someone
It
is
was
How do you
screaming,
spell
it was Cersei
Uffy?
levels.
I think-
UFFIE.
But then,
Okay.
but
I
So
don't
Pop
know.
the Glock was like, remember, what is it called? Napster?
Yeah.
So Pop the Glock was the
Napster.
most downloaded song on Napster. I
Damn.
think that's like how that song blew up.
I missed
Really?
it. I
Yeah.
totally missed it.
Whoop.
Yeah,
Wow.
what were you listening to?
Like Lady Gaga.
Oh hell yeah.
Lady
A lot.
Gaga.
Awesome.
I love Lady Gaga.
Wow, are you like a pop girly?
I like love pop.
That's fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
I do. I was
Yeah.
listening. It was like a weird assortment of like Lady Gaga, Ani DeFranco,
Well-
and like Pavement.
Well, okay,
Sick.
that rocks.
Yeah.
that,
Totally.
that three-way Venn diagram.
And then like Jimi Hendrix.
Well,
I was like,
that's
yeah.
so funny.
I'm
rips.
gonna
Yes.
I'm
It-
gonna interview Ani I think next week. Wait.
Damn.
Wait. Are you going back to New York?
Yes, on the 8th.
Okay, it's on like the 11th in New
Oh,
York.
Shit.
So you
It's
should
like
come.
I would love to.
Okay, cool.
That's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, but I want to hear your input on what you want to hear about from her. I mean,
Oh, man.
she's putting out a new documentary, so I'm like,
She
going
Is it
overall.
about herself?
I would hope so.
It's about Sloanum 9.
Full circle.
No, she could put out something that has nothing
No,
to do.
it's about
you know?
her.
Totally. It could be
It's
like
about
the
her.
music
Yeah.
industry or something.
Yeah.
I mean, well, her story is the story of the music industry because she did it totally her own way.
Which is awesome.
She did something revolutionary.
Yeah.
That's true.
I would love to hear more about that.
I
I think
would
she's an
too.
underrated guitar player.
Oh,
Oh
she's,
my
she's
God,
just
in like an
underrated.
insane way. Like
Yeah.
just deep. I think like people like to like kind of joke about her and like I don't know.
Her
I feel like
style.
I feel like she just like kind of gets joked about in like the Indigo Girls way, where it's like
Totally.
like music.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
by the
it's
way,
like-
none of those jokes are funny. And
No.
those are
Those are the
very
homophobic
important
jokes.
messages.
It's the opposite of the Pope.
It's homophobic
Yeah.
The
and
Pope calling
sexist.
people
That's
slur
not fun.
is funny, and
Yeah.
people undervaluing Anya DeFranco's contribution to music is not
It-
funny.
not
It's
funny,
not funny
at
at
all.
all.
I don't think
No,
a
it's
single
not.
thing about that is funny.
People, it's also just misogyny. It's
It
like
is.
to me,
Definitely.
I think Joni Mitchell's an underrated guitar player
100%.
and a completely underrated songwriter. Even
Yeah.
though people
Mhm.
do pay her respect, but it's like I don't give a.
People don't put her in the same category
As they
as
should.
people they should
really
be.
don't.
There's some people who are on the top best songwriters of all time that I'm like, well, I hate every one of that person's songs.
Yep.
Who?
Yeah.
Like Eric Clapton.
Or most. Well, yeah, what an idiot. I've heard some crazy songs by some of the best songwriters that are just some of the most dog shit songs
Some
I've
people
ever
just
heard.
get a lot of yeses.
Yes.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
People get
Yeah.
a lot of yeses and they get to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And like
Some men.
most, like
Do you listen to Anais Mitchell?
No.
Oh my god,
Wow, you should.
would
great
like her.
guitar player.
Okay,
I
cool.
think Ani like taught her.
Yeah,
I,
that was, like,
I
her
feel like there's
protege.
lore
That's-
around that.
I know the name and I've
She's-
just never listened.
She's awesome.
Cool.
She
Just
wrote
right.
what's the musical?
Hades Town.
Hadestown.
I think it was like wasn't it on Broadway recently?
It was.
is.
She won
Ani's
a bunch of
on it
Tonys.
right now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. But she's been a folk musician. We were listening to her album Young Man in America like when we first met.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fucking good. You
Very
if you like
important record
Ani,
for
you
us.
dig it. She's a good player. She's a really
That's
cool
awesome.
player. How long have you played guitar? Like since you were a kid?
Yeah, I started when I was 7.
Oh whoa.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you rip.
you.
You're an
Yeah.
absolute ripper.
Yeah.
My
How-
dad taught me
Oh,
a
nice.
couple
Cool.
first lessons kind of thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
Did you play his guitars?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. And then I kind of like taught myself a lot from there. By
Yeah.
like, I also loved Deerhoof a lot in high school,
Oh,
so I
yeah.
like
Oh, cool.
learned a lot of Deerhoof riffs, stuff like that.
Yeah, totally. That makes a lot of sense.
But you were playing your own music, like you started songwriting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started
What-
songwriting when I was like 10.
What were you writing about?
Oh my god, my first song was called "Real World," and the chorus was "Get back to the real world, get out of your cloud, get back to the real world, get into the crowd."
Whoa.
That's
Yeah.
actually pretty good.
goes.
That's
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's about even,
Yeah.
but that's just like something,
It kind
you know.
of it goes.
That's really
Mhm.
funny because my first song was called like Window to the Universe, and it was
Damn.
almost like the polar opposite of like, it was like,
You're like, I'm in the crowd.
I was like,
but-
get in, like go into the sky.
Wow,
That makes
And
sense
How
for
old were
you.
you?
I was 10.
10. Oh man.
So we were like I was over there in Chicago. We were writing sister songs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
exactly.
the
Yeah.
10-year-old brain can really.
I
write some
know. I wish
bangers.
I had a little cassette player. I wish I had more of those tapes.
I taught at Girls Rock Camp a couple years
oh,
ago.
sick. Yeah, we
have
did
you
a
done?
show
Have you ever done
there.
that?
Well, my friend
amazing.
Parisa, wait, in New York?
No, that was Boston. I lived in Boston for a while.
okay.
Okay,
okay.
cool.
And
Um,
yeah, they were like, I had this group because I was like the band coach for this group of like
Yeah.
14-year-olds who were like
Fuck.
these like yeah, it was awesome. They were like these like kind of like really tiny, like all of them were like kind of blonde from Cambridge.
Yeah,
And
totally.
then they were
sure.
like, I was like, all right, well, what are we gonna do? What you know? And they like wrote like this screamo metal song.
Sick.
that is dope.
And then there was this other band that was like all 10-year-olds who wrote a song about the weather. And it was like the lead singer was like, "And the rain." And then the drummer was like on the cymbals. And it was like, "And the thunder."
That's
and it was just
fun.
like the best shit ever. I was
It's
like, man,
really cool.
Dude, they're freer than I'll ever be.
that's what I
They're
mean. That's what I'm
nice.
saying. Like
That's
all
so
of it.
cool.
I was
Get
like,
back
I
to
loved
it.
that
Get
so
back
much.
to the real world.
Get back to
Good-
it.
yeah.
That is.
What am I doing now?
What got you into Lady Gaga? If you were playing guitar, I would imagine you were listening to like guitar music.
Yeah, I just fucking, I don't know. I just
They
like
heard Poker Face.
Poker
Yeah.
Face. I just heard, and then also she
So
gave that
good.
interview with, was it Barbara Walters, where she was like, "I like women."
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I think she was so
don't remember
important
that.
to people, not even because of the music. Like
Yeah.
I know so many gay people who just fucking, you know.
She
Yeah.
also was like, I remember the interview that she did. Honestly, it's like so cool of her, given just what the world was at
Mhm.
the time. When someone was like, people think you were born male. Like, does that upset you? And she was like, so what if I was?
I love that.
Yeah.
I watched that the other day. Actually,
It's
it
like-
came up on.
And
Sure.
she's being full. It's such a cool.
Yeah.
Like the way she handles it is so fucking cool.
It's
Just
awesome.
beyond.
Yeah,
the
she's like,
time.
who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
What? So what if I was?
it's amazing.
Like, what
It's
difference
awesome.
would it make? Yeah, she's so rad.
I
love her.
watched Chromatica Ball the,
Oh,
the
how
other
was
day.
that?
Oh, was that on HBO? Is
Yeah,
that, oh,
it's
man,
a fucking slay. It's a huge
she's
slay.
awesome.
The opening number is so cool because she's in this like giant box. She's like the queen of like looking hot. I mean, she has a slammin' bod.
yeah,
Slammin'.
she's
And sorry for that to be one of the first things I mentioned.
No, I mean,
but
She
that was a big awakening as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
Obviously,
yeah, she's hot.
she's insanely hot.
Lady Gaga's ass goes crazy, and I feel
Insane.
like there's not enough conversation about that.
And
Like
she's
in the
true.
culture.
That is
Like
so
her
funny.
ass goes so fucking crazy, and it has for the longest time.
Yeah, she
Um,
rules.
But
she's awesome.
like beyond just like the normal kind of like female objectification, like tropes of like the female pop star, like the first look she's in the concert, she's in this like giant metal box with like that's like a very stereotypical like kind of male shape, like giant shoulders,
Yeah, yeah.
and like triangle vibes.
oh yeah,
And she's like singing in this giant, and she's like 8 feet tall. And she's like singing in this box, and just her head on the top, and the box is like rotating.
that, by
And
the
then,
way,
like,
is a slay
It's
beyond
such a
belief.
slay. And then like slowly, there's like little holes on the side of the box, and then slowly like one of her arms comes out. And she's like,
Oh fuck!
She's
What's
such a
the
little
song?
freak.
so good at making it.
She's just
I don't remember
fun.
what the first song of the set was, but I think it was like Bad Romance or something.
That's
like,
fun.
Dude,
Timeless song.
yeah.
dude,
Every time I hear it, I love it.
it's
Oh, that
so
song
get
is
old.
beautiful.
Every time I hear it,
It makes me
it
want to
hits
cry.
every time.
I
Yeah.
listened to it the other
We
day.
should rank Gaga songs.
We absolutely should.
Okay.
I Do you program music at all? Do you like produce music?
I want to really badly. I'm actually
Here's
interning
how-
at a studio right
Oh,
now to
sick.
learn how to do that.
Okay,
That's
here's
cool.
how I'm gonna get
For
you
some
into
reason,
it.
I was about to just be like, so no, you
no,
don't.
I don't. No, but literally, so no, I
No,
don't.
You know what's
do.
really cool?
not at all.
Interning at a studio.
Yeah,
That's really
What
cool
studio?
to take to want to just learn.
yeah.
That's
I
cool.
just want to learn. I have like time this summer before I start like touring
That's
and doing
so
shit again.
sick.
That's
Wow.
really cool.
So I just want to learn. But I'm working with
Live your life.
it's called Sugar Mountain. It's Phil Weinrobe.
Oh yeah,
He did the Adrian Laker
Yep.
stuff.
That's so
Wow.
sick.
Mhm.
That-
and
that'll
it's like
be
it's home. It's like well, no,
rad.
not it's like a real studio, but it's like in his house.
Beautiful.
you-
It's awesome.
If you
So
ever just want to
cool.
have
That's
fun
awesome.
on a computer with a program, and I hope they see this because I mean every word. Arturia, the like synth,
Mhm.
digital synth emulator, has a pack that you can buy for like $12. $12.
$12.
12 of your daughters. No, $12 or maybe a little more than that. But
And I own
cheap.
Arturia.
yeah, oh yeah. You can rent to own it on Splice, folks, if you don't have the cash handy, which is great. But
I use Arturia for everything.
it's great. And the Lady Gaga pack has like,
oh,
I'm
you were telling
not
me this
kidding,
the other day.
so many of the synth sounds dialed, like so accurate. Like
That's awesome.
sounds
Your next
from,
record
like,
is just like a Gaga chord.
Dude,
I mean,
the
yes.
it has bad romance.
I'd
like
be happier than
synth,
ever.
Synth and bass sounds that are so accurate. I like couldn't believe
like that
it.
huge
That's
pad
fun.
that comes in.
Yes.
That's
It's
awesome.
so cool. And they're so, I mean, they have a bunch of them for like a bunch of different artists, but and you kind of have to dig for them. But the Lady Gaga one is so fucking good.
I love it.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, you've been
Wait,
talking about it.
You should tell
It's
our
so
Lady
good.
Gaga story. I
I
don't
think
we have.
maybe the OGs will know the story because we have told it.
we must have told it at some point.
Whatever. Just tell.
Okay, so we had our first stylist.
Gina.
No, we love her.
She
She's a
owns
wild
a
girl.
tequila company.
I saw her at one of the Grammy parties this year.
Yes, we're not
she's a
doxing
wild
her.
girl. She lives
no doxing.
and she lived in the
no,
like,
it was a house they rented.
yeah.
for
So
work.
it was in the
Yeah.
hills of like Bronson Canyon, like Hollywood
Well,
Hills.
her
I don't know if
and
you know
the guy,
this area.
Yeah,
Leakey's
kind of.
ex-husband,
Jeff
Jeff
Basker.
Basker.
Yeah.
So they had started a tequila company or a mezcal company.
Yeah, mezcal.
And so
my
excuse
bad.
me,
It was
excuse me,
me.
mezcal. And they had a party and we went to this and we were very young. It was one of our first kind of like
Yeah.
we were like, oh my god, there might be famous people.
Well,
at this
also
party.
Gina told us to go to the house like
Early.
we were there like an hour early for the party,
Oh,
and we were
no.
just waiting and waiting and waiting hours.
The
You not
house, the
remember
more I
this?
think about that
that
house,
makes me so
No.
anxious just to think about.
Oh, the house
It
was
was
unbelievable.
yeah, it was
That
spooky,
too.
but I think we were still like
The house
we were
was
just
still
eager.
drinking at the
probably-
time.
We were probably eager and drunk.
Yeah. So anyway, I think it's like midnight and we're like sitting on a couch and we're kind of like tuckered out from trying so hard and we're like, we're gonna go home soon. Like let's just like maybe dance a little bit before we go. Cause we were like, we haven't really had fun tonight.
It must be said that prior to the dancing moment, you had said something and I didn't believe you.
You said that was
so somebody
yeah.
walks in who's in a white t-shirt, like a like blonde hair,
Crown,
it was,
tiara.
Wasn't it a
crown
wig?
tiara, like yeah, I think it
To
was
be
wig.
determined,
White
but-
t-shirt, like really ripped fucking tights and fucking tights
Like
and
fishnets.
Jeffrey Campbell's and
a fur
like
coat.
crazy Jeffrey Campbell's, and I was like I think that is Lady Gaga.
And I was like, that person wishes they were Lady Gaga, clearly.
Shut up.
Due to
yeah,
the clothes.
they're going for Gaga.
I was like, yeah, that is a very Gaga outfit.
Yeah.
But I highly doubt that it's
And
Lady
it
Gaga.
was
right, but we
definitely-
didn't know. I think at the time that
Holy
she like
shit.
works with those guys.
No,
so,
but I mean, it was like a star-studded. It was like our first.
It was-
star-studded party.
It was prior
Anyway.
to Star is Born.
Yeah.
And she had been working with what's his name from Mike Snow.
Oh, so this was sort of recent.
no.
Andrew-
I mean,
Somewhat
like
recent, maybe
what,
7 years ago.
Okay.
6 years ago.
yeah. So anyway, like we're like, okay, we're gonna go home, but like let's just like get some of this like nervous energy out. Like let's just dance. We
But
like
no,
to
no
dance.
one was dancing.
Nobody. The dance floor was empty, so we're like, we're gonna take over the
dance
iPhone
floor.
speaker. We're gonna take over the dance floor.
Well, no, it started
No.
playing She Drives Me Crazy.
No,
And
we
were-
didn't take over yet.
Okay. Well, I don't remember it perfectly.
Okay, well, if not, we can't.
No, it's important
Yeah.
that we didn't take it over yet.
Oh, okay. So we started dancing
Because it was playing like fun music.
Yeah.
yeah.
Fun 80s music.
And it's just the three of us, and Josette's going hard, like doing knee slides
Yeah, this was when
across
I
the
used
floor.
to. This is when I used to desecrate
Yeah.
my knees.
We were going hard.
And then this girl comes up to us and it was like, I love this energy. Like nobody dances at parties in LA
and this
anymore.
is my playlist. Like this is my iPhone. This is my iPod that's like plugged in.
This is
iPod
awesome.
days.
Yeah. And then she goes up to Naomi, like while Naomi's dancing, and she just says, sexy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And
Folks.
it becomes very extremely clear.
Well,
Like
like,
talking to her, we're like,
it's
that
Lady
is
Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
Was she like, how did you not know me? Like, was she just like wearing?
No,
I
we-
think
did
she
we know
was
that didn't
low
feel
key,
like-
and I think she was wearing sunglasses or something.
Yeah.
No, we'd seen her originally walk from far away, and then I think we'd saw her closer, and we'd be like, I think that's fucking Lady Gaga. What
Well,
the
yeah,
fuck?"
but as
and then
soon as
didn't see her again, and then she kind of literally like popped
And
out
then
of
when she
nowhere.
comes up and she starts dancing
and started
talking
dancing
to
with
you.
us, and then talking to all of us, and being like, "This is."
And then, of
people in
course,
LA don't want to
because-
dance and have fun
Because
so
Lady
cute.
Gaga has
Oh my
now
God.
started dancing, like now other people are starting to dance, right?
Yeah.
And,
So
we
then-
took, and then we
then
took
did you
over the
DJ?
speaker.
Yeah. And then we
Wow.
lose track of her, kind of. But before the end of the night, she literally comes up to us
Yeah.
and thanks us for dancing and having fun.
Yeah.
And then she pulls you aside, and Katie had her like iconic insert old picture of Katie here, had her iconic haircut, and then she was like, "I have to tell you, that is a Vidal Sassoon haircut from the '90s," and was just like schooling Katie on her
Yeah.
haircut.
Yeah.
And she was like, "I remember it." And it was just going.
And I
going
said,
off
I said, you're my crush for the night.
yeah.
remember
Wow.
she was like,
She was
"Stop
great,
it,
and then she
stop
said
it."
goodnight to us.
And then we
Yeah.
said we
So
have to leave.
And then we kind of like walked down the hill, like in a complete daze.
and we
we
were
were
like,
just
"That
like-
was
recover from
insane."
We were
that.
like, is this going to happen every time we go to a
She,
Hollywood
and
party?
the thing that's
Yeah.
funny is
Never
it
saw her
definitely
again.
hasn't, and she definitely doesn't remember us, but
No.
we'll remember forever.
It needs to be said it was also on 420. So there are
Yeah,
probably
everyone was
reasons that she
smoking
was
weed.
to remember
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Blaze it.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
But it feels
Absolutely
like,
blaze it.
did you like wake up the next morning and like wonder if it actually happened? Was it
Yes,
that kind of thing?
big
Because
time.
that really
Definitely.
feels
Yeah, totally.
really
Completely crazy.
It,
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Wow.
It was-
Especially us being young and
So
very
that's why you
like,
gotta always
impressionable.
like be hitting the dance floor and living your life because you never know when Lady,
Lady
Gaga could
Gaga.
be watching, and that's what she wants for you.
incredible
You know?
advice.
that's actually true because
What would you do if Lady Gaga was watching?
yeah,
know?
you have to live as if. She
Live as
Oh my
if.
God.
Yeah.
I
That's
love like all
actually
that
a new
happens in my
turn of
brain when I think about it.
phrase.
So it's like, ding.
Yeah,
It's
like a bomb went off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like
That's
nothing.
really cute.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little monster.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love Lady Gaga. This is oh man, I shouldn't even go down this road, but I play Fortnite, the video game,
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
and
That's tight.
I
Do you
play as
stream?
Lady Gaga.
Oh,
No.
that's,
My
that's
character
so
is my
sick.
character is Lady Gaga.
That's fucking
and she does the
awesome.
Rain on Me dance.
Oh,
And it's
that's
awesome.
So cool.
Have you ever thought of like making a Palehound music video like that's like of Lady Gaga avatar in Fort? I guess you probably
I think I
couldn't.
get really
You'd get
sued,
really sued.
bad,
Yeah.
like really bad.
Damn,
but I
would
don't.
be tight
but
though.
it's
that
like-
would be awesome.
Sometimes it's like with those big companies, you're like, do they care?
Probably not. I mean, it would get like what, like
You
500
probably
views
get like
or
a
something on
cease
YouTube.
No,
and
shut
desist,
up. Not even.
Like,
Wait, so back to gay childhood. I know you had a fantasy about this girl when you were 13, but did you have like a crush on somebody on TV or anything like that?
100%. Yeah, of
100%.
Like
other
Keira-
than Lady Gaga.
Of course.
like Keira Knightley, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Fuck, wait, we watched that on tour not that long ago.
Like, you know,
I remember us watching it on tour.
You know
us
what I
watching
mean?
it on tour. We're all like, oh no. Well, also she's really young in that.
Mommy.
Yeah.
But we were, yeah. So,
Well, she is really young in
she's
that.
really young in
She's
that.
like
Man.
17 or something.
And here's
It's like
the
kind of
thing:
weird.
when
Oh,
I
really?
saw that,
Yeah.
I was also really young.
Yeah, I mean,
So
we were
here's
all
the thing.
children.
Yes, we were kids.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
kids. We can't get into it.
No, we were talking about that the other day though. It's like you remember like your initial response to something versus
Totally.
seeing
And then you
her
look
now
back and you're like,
baby.
oh, that was a kid.
I will say
Right.
though,
Yeah,
like
but
I'm gonna say
I
something
was also a kid.
controversial. She's just subjectively then as me now, not in a scary way. She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's
Yeah, she's
beautiful. In
Yeah.
in literally a respectful way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
I mean,
Beautiful.
she's unbelievably. Yeah, when I was a child, I found her unbelievably hot.
Yeah,
I
she,
really
she's,
can't
a, she's a
even-
kill
in real
yourself
life-
kind of girl. You know what I mean?
yeah. 'Cause
You
she's
get-
so
kill
hot.
yourself for the shot.
Wait.
You kind of immediately started doing music, but did you have weird jobs? Did you have like? Did you ever
Yeah.
work in the service industry?
Yeah,
or
I did food
restaurants or
stuff.
Yeah,
you
how
know.
was that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I
Bad.
like delivered Chinese food when I was in high school for a
Oh.
little
Whoa,
bit.
that's crazy.
And I like hotboxed my car and drove around and like
I was gonna
you
say,
know.
did you smoke weed?
Yeah, oh yeah, big time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Do
just
you
like
smoke
driving
weed
around.
now?
I'm like on a little bit of a break right now.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
but
good.
yeah, it's good
I
to take
do
a break.
know.
Yeah.
I
you
do
know,
know.
I'm taking a break, but
Is
yeah,
it
I
like
do.
a related like? have you kind of timed the break around traveling? I know
Sort
a lot of
of,
people that do
yeah.
that.
Like I started it. Well, I got really sick. We toured with Sleater-Kinney, and I got so sick that we had to cancel the last
poor
four
baby.
shows, which
Fuck.
sucked. And
that
I was
does
getting
really
like
suck.
it sucked. And then we were going to Europe like a week later. So I was like, this is a really good time to not smoke. And
let me
then
chill out.
Yeah.
and then it just kind of it was good to take a break. And I'm
Yeah.
still kind of like taking a break. But
Ugh.
that's like
I'm sorry. You're
No.
a trooper for getting through that.
No, it was
Canceling.
terrible.
We had to cancel a show on the Phoebe tour, like when we first.
That was the first one we ever canceled.
Yeah.
And then we had to cancel those South America dates. But
Yeah.
those are the only shows we ever
We've
canceled.
only-
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it sucks.
I just had no
Yeah.
voice. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
so
like, it was
that's
just
literally
literally
what
impossible.
happened to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. But it's really hard on you psychologically.
I
Oh
remember,
my god, terrible! And we were on the West Coast, so and we lost. You lose so much money when you do that shit too, and it's just like
Yeah, it sucks.
it's just
Yeah, but
like
it's like,
all
what
of it
the
is like,
hell?
what are we
Yeah,
gonna
what
do?
can you
You know
do?
what I mean? It's just like
Totally.
the combination of it though, where it's like, wow, we missed this experience, and now we have to like fly home early and do this whole thing. Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
Also,
it sucked.
flying home when you're sick as fuck.
the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Hell.
amazing what you used to have to do sick. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
What
it's
we still sometimes have to do sick.
totally, but it's like it's funny thinking like just that. I was just thinking about South by. The first South by we did, I had mono.
Oh my
and I was,
God.
like,
Yeah, we had to pump
deathly
you.
that's
ill.
intense.
It was so intense, but it's just
But we also
funny
didn't know what was going on with you.
Thinking about being sick, I don't know. Just like I was traveling over the weekend, and it's always just funny. Like if I had mono now, I would have 100% not gone to the wedding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Like there are just things I wouldn't do now if I had like people go to work with the flu.
Some
And it's like,
people
what
still,
the
some
fuck?
people still do. But
I mean,
it's
it's so
also, we
fucked
live in
up.
a
It's also
culture
just
where
youth.
it's just like
You-
also where you're expected to work no matter what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your touring situation now? Do you sprinter style?
sprinter style. Yeah,
But you're
sprinter.
home for the next couple of months and then going back on tour?
Yeah. And then going back on tour. I'm doing a solo tour in Europe in August,
Oh, cool.
Sick.
That's sick.
which I'm really excited
Who
about.
are you going with? A TM?
Yeah,
Like,
just a TM.
That's
which
fun.
I'm really excited to do that. I've never done like a full solo tour. Like,
Wow.
well, I
That's
did one with like
crazy.
Adrienne once, but like that was like shorter.
Yeah.
And she let me ride with them, and that was fucking awesome.
Dude, that's so sick.
What's she like?
Yes, I mean, we've known each other for a really long time. Like we first played together like 7-8 years ago,
Okay,
and
cute.
we were opening for Big Thief in like half sold 200 cap venues.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Cowabunga.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, even
It's
then
so
I was
crazy
like,
to see that. Like
it's
to see
amazing.
people's
but she's
lives
like, yeah,
change.
she's like a close friend. Like we just like, she's really just always been a really, really good friend. And like, I don't know, she just like, that was a band that also like taught me how to be a band in a lot of ways, where like on that tour, our car broke down going into DC.
Fuck.
And we got like, you know, it's just like an expensive fix. And she just handed me $600 in cash that night, just to
That's
get the
sick.
car fixed. And they were not at that time making that. Like they were playing like Johnny Brenda's in like Philly. You know, like
yeah.
that was that night. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
like
yeah. That's
they were
not a
not
big venue at
making.
all.
No, they're not like. So that was like something where it was like, and not that it's like about money,
It
but
was
it's like the
real
gesture of like,
solidarity.
Yeah, but
and then we
that's
did
chill.
yeah, and we did like a
Yeah.
whole month with them when Two Hands came out, and they like were just so they're just like incredibly generous and sweet, and they like watch the set every night.
That's so fucking
And
cool.
when I did the Adrienne Lenker tour, when it was just the two of us, we did West Coast, and we just drove around in her like 70s Beamer,
Damn.
and we
Sick.
toured in like this car
That's
just up
dope.
and down the West Coast, and then
I've never toured just in a car.
it was amazing, and that car was incredible. We were just like the two of us just like drove and talked about shit for, and then like
So
played these
fucking cool.
incredible shows, obviously. And she's just the vibe at her shows is.
Talk about an
special.
underrated guitar player herself.
I mean,
Yeah,
just like the best
definitely.
guitar player in the world.
she's
like,
like,
you know,
she's
she's just like
insane.
she's insane, and
Yeah.
like she would just like we'd be in the green room, like she'd be like teaching me these parts,
yeah.
and I'd just be like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck are you talking about right now?
Yeah, 'cause she has
Yeah.
crazy ass tunings too. She's
Yeah.
And just so generous,
fucking
where it's like
cool.
they let me stay in their super nice Airbnbs for free the whole tour.
That's
They
so
didn't charge me
sick.
for anything.
But it's that.
you know,
I
it's just
mean,
like that's what it's about. You know,
Yeah,
it's
we're not that
inspiring.
nice.
Yeah, no, we're not.
We need
it's
to
hard
be
to be that
nicer.
nice. You know, but it's like that's you know.
Yeah,
I think
we're
it's-
very boundaried, but I think it's from
But it's also because our overhead is high.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
Yeah.
The type
Yeah.
of band, the show we do.
Their overhead is not. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
our overhead's
very, and especially
crazy.
for her solo. It's like,
book just chilling.
come on,
That's
I saw her in a
That's
church in LA a
radical.
couple years
I
ago.
played that show.
No
Yeah.
shit.
hmm
That was so awesome. I
Yeah.
showed up late because I couldn't find parking. It was in Koreatown.
That happened to every single person that
Dude.
I invited to that show.
No
but I opened that
fucking
show.
way.
because it was K-Town and it was just so
Yeah.
Oh no,
up.
Yeah.
that church is in K-Town.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
the
I
first
mean?
congregational.
It's such a
It's
beautiful
over.
venue, but I showed up
Yeah.
late.
Yeah,
and
I
it
would
was
miss the whole
seated,
show.
Too,
I would
so was
probably
like,
just drive home actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
It's like the
No,
K-Town
that
is the
was-
one
it was
place where it's like
awesome.
I
No,
tried.
that was the tour. Yeah, that was
That's
that
so
one.
cool.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that was
so
amazing.
sick. Okay, wait,
Wow.
hold on.
Let's
I
do
was just
Lady
First
Gaga,
crush, Keira
right?
Knightley. Second crush, most recent crush. With all due respect to current partners, do you
Yeah.
have a most recent?
Oh man.
And then we should
Crush.
do rate Lady Gaga songs.
Oh man, Meg the Stallion.
Oh,
Megan.
fuck yeah.
yeah.
Come on. I mean, I just saw her last week. It's like the
At a
best night of
show?
my life.
You
Yeah,
s-
saw her
okay.
Madison Square Garden.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
Is
My
that, when
girlfriend.
is that when she said, "I love lesbians"?
No,
Okay.
but the lesbians
I need
love
her to have a stud. Well, she has a boyfriend, right?
No, I don't think so. Because that guy
I
cheated
don't
on
know.
her.
Update. Okay.
Because why the fuck would you ever do that? I'm just
Yeah,
like, the
fumbled
fuck?
beyond belief.
Fumbled. You know, my girlfriend Evelyn
Fumbling
is like
happens.
a huge fan, and
That's
she bought
so
tickets like as
cool.
soon as they went on sale, and
That's
she knows like
amazing.
everywhere. And like, so I was like,
Oh, that's so fun to go with a super fan
oh my god,
too.
yeah. And she's, I mean, yeah, it was so fun going with her. We went with her and her sister and some of her friends.
I saw a
Dude.
And it
video
was, like, the
going
best
around
fucking
the
vibe.
internet of like an older, like someone's mom is like an older lesbian. You saw this at the show, and it's like a video of Meg like shaking ass, and then like it just pans over to this woman, and she's just like,
She's like jaw dropped, like
Well,
she's
yeah,
like
yeah,
losing
yeah.
her
show,
mind.
Show us later.
She's
Okay.
like, yeah, she's so thirsty. It's amazing. But
it's
like,
really cute.
That's a good one.
that shows. I mean, she's
love
just
her.
She's like, she's first
So
of all, she's rapping
powerful.
every single word
Thank
of every
God.
single
Such a
song.
Because
good
a lot of these
rapper.
men don't do that.
Well, she brought a man on stage. I forget which one it was, but it was like some man.
I love
who was
that.
like, and he just like
And
put
don't
one
remember.
word. He was like one word every
Over,
like
like, a
minute.
track or something?
Yeah, and then it's like, and
Sucks.
like within her, and also she brought Cardi on stage for WAP. So Cardi
So
came out, which
cute.
was amazing.
I love them.
And then Glorilla was incredible. she
Dude,
opened and
so
she came on stage. She was
cool.
amazing.
Love her.
But yeah, Meg is like rapping every single word while just like
She
holding
works
like
so
a
hard.
deep squat for
Yeah.
like
That's-
10 minutes
well,
straight.
Watching,
Yeah.
watching
Like,
her
what's
dance,
she
I
doing?
think
she's an athlete.
wow.
She's a complete, she's a
complete.
total athlete.
Yeah,
It's so crazy.
Can't
She's
imagine.
amazing.
that's
Also,
a great last crush.
When it's such a great.
Yeah, that's
God.
love of my life right there.
His
Boa? Did you see the video for Boa?
Bo's great.
Did you see the video?
No, I haven't. Seen
I don't
it
think
yet.
I've seen the
have to
video.
watch the
I'll watch it
video.
when I get home.
Okay.
You have to.
She makes.
It's
she,
insane.
Is that the
she's
song where
so-
also, what's
The
their
Gwen
name?
Stefani
Oh
sample.
no, Spirit Box did a remix.
Oh no,
of
that's Hiss.
Hiss.
Yeah.
But that's the
It's
one I
so
sent to you.
fucking good.
Spirit Box.
I
on a
think
song
our
is
friend
know.
Chris DP'd one of Megan's
Yes.
videos where he like rigged the camera in a crazy way that had to do with
someone shaking ass in his face.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
was like,
it was awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Dream
Oh,
job.
So sick.
Okay, so
Okay,
what?
wait, what
Okay,
are
so we should
songs?
rank Gaga songs.
do
I
you
think we
have
should do.
any?
yeah, Fame Monster Born. That's right.
Yeah, let's not maybe for my own personal
So
Right.
bad romance,
Poker Face.
poker face,
Edge of Glory.
Edge
Edge
of
of
Glory.
Glory. Okay, one more.
We could do Born This Way. We could do Just Dance. We could
Wow.
do.
Just Dance is
I'm gonna
kinda
start going
huge.
into B
God,
sides.
there's just so many. Like
Yeah,
all
I feel like
Dude, oh man.
Alejandro.
paparazzi. Unbelievable.
Paparazzi.
Telephone.
Telephone.
Fine. What do we do? Telephone, paparazzi,
Wait, you're
bad romance,
Telephone is so
And Poker Face?
fucking-
Poker
I mean,
face.
telephone. I mean,
Telephone.
you
well,
can't.
yeah.
That
That's
actually shouldn't
four?
be on the list because Beyonce's on that song. So
not
it's like
fair.
that's not fair.
Someone
Right.
said
It's not fair.
LGBT stands for Lady Gaga, Beyonce telephone.
That's really funny.
Fucking
I
rules.
saw that. That was amazing.
That's so funny.
That's so fucking
Okay,
true.
one.
That's kind of all I
So
needed
wait,
for today.
What did we decide?
Okay, wait.
Bad romance.
Poker
I like
face.
the way you say
Poker
bad
f-
romance. Bad romance.
Bad romance.
Bad romance.
How am I supposed to say it?
I don't know.
Bad
Bad romance.
romance.
Bad romance.
I'm gonna look at her most streamed just because I'm
Bad
curious.
romance.
It's gonna be like
Um,
Shallow,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which can't be in this ranking.
No,
Sorry.
it's a different thing.
For
No,
what?
Poker
For
Bad
Faces.
romance, Poker Face, paparazzi, Edge of
What-
Glory.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, for me, if this was on,
Paparazzi, I can't separate it from like the performance.
With the blood.
Yeah.
Oh,
Also,
it's
is this
incredible.
gonna be like? Are people gonna come for us
Yes.
no matter what?
Yes.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
about to say we're doing some. We're in
We're
hot
doing
water
something
right now.
dumb.
Whatever. Who
This
gives
is
a
gonna.
shit?
This. Yes.
I just have to speak from my heart and just trust that we're all monsters.
Marry the Night, fuck. I mean, there's so
Oh.
much good stuff.
Ma-
Fuck.
ma-
They're gonna be
Ma-
mad with like
Mary.
these four that we're even picking to rank. Like they're just
These
you
are
know.
just these are
Okay.
big hits.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
A Poker Face is my number one just because like I walked home from school in the freezing cold, like for months, just stomping my little boots to Poker Face, and it did a lot for me. it just did a lot for me chemically. It lasted so long.
It's important.
You know,
It
like the
lasted so long.
chemical high you get from a pop song, like you know, like when
Well,
it's
if
like a
it's
really
good.
special song, it like the chemical high lasts like a long time.
It
you
does.
know, like it really did it for me for such a long time. And it still does when I put it on. So Poker Face #1.
Let's just say the songs we're ranking were audience suggestions, folks.
Yes.
These are not ones that we generated ourselves.
No.
Even though it
Even though
like
we're
moments
showing
ago.
it,
We
yeah.
are going to cut that out.
on camera.
Okay.
Poker Face, Bad Romance, Edge of Glory, Paparazzi.
Wow.
Okay.
God, paparazzi's so good. All
It
four of
doesn't.
those are so
I don't know why it doesn't hit me the same way. I feel, you know,
Paparazzi's-
everybody's just so different.
It's so good.
Edge of
there's
Glory
You
in
and I.
at the
Sorry, I'm not
Chromatica
gonna-
Ball was
Beautiful,
amazing.
dirty, rich.
Beautiful, dirty.
Beautiful,
Dirty.
dirty, rich.
Rich, yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, we're missing so much.
Starstruck? Goddamn.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I love this shit so much.
All right, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Bad Romance.
That's
Respect.
fair.
Romance.
Bad Romance.
Poker Face. Edge of Glory. Paparazzi.
Wow.
Bad Romance is just like
I'm really
That's
surprised
like one of
that
the
we
best
both
songs of
have.
all time.
I agree. But Bad Romance, I think, is like not that any of them are bad songs. Bad Romance is just like a good song.
Is it true that Poker Face says "fuck her face"?
Yeah,
That is amazing.
that's awesome.
And it's on the radio. Like
yeah.
it was on the radio in what?
Or she just does it
2008?
live. I don't know if it's in
Maybe
the.
she
But
does
I
it
think
live.
it's
Might just
like
do it live.
she probably does it in the recording. I wouldn't put it past her.
Yeah.
She
they
definitely
would
does.
they would
Oh,
edit
bad
it though.
She's
They would
awesome.
make they would
No,
be
they
a radio.
didn't because
no.
they didn't realize.
Oh,
That's so
really?
sick.
Like it's
I
just
feel like
like
the label
snuck on
would.
there.
Huh.
Okay, I'm going to try.
Okay.
Bad Romance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paparazzi.
Okay.
Poker Face, Edge of Glory.
I get that.
With respect. Because Edge of Glory is
Edge
like...
of Glory is just so fun.
And
It's
by
so
the way,
fun.
these are all some of the 4 best songs of all time. So
Yes.
this is just for me in this moment. There's a part of Paparazzi. There's just such good little moments in Paparazzi that drive me crazy. And Bad Romance obviously is just like truly probably one of the top best pop songs of all
It's so
human
beautiful.
history.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do love Edge of Glory, but I play it less. Like
Bad
if I'm gonna
Romance is
listen
a
to
pop
Gaga,
song.
it's not
Wait, you should
necessarily
cover
gonna
Bad
be this.
Romance.
Bad Romance you can play on
Like it's
acoustic
a
guitar.
yeah, exactly. Like
That's
it's
true.
just a beautiful
That's
song.
why that's why it's #1.
Okay.
I gotta say, probably. I mean, I gotta start with Bad Romance too. But then I love Edge of Glory.
It is very
I love
good.
that you love it.
that. I
It's
love that
great.
song.
It's epic.
It's epic. It's just like
It
that's a
is.
song that when it comes on, I'm gonna go crazy.
Absolutely.
And then
'Cause you're on the
Paparazzi, and then
edge.
Poker Face.
Okay.
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow, good job everyone.
So
Congrats and thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
I wish
you.
you lived in LA so we could
I
hang out
know.
more.
I know.
But thanks for
I wish I lived in LA too.
This is the #1 way to hang out with us these days. So
On camera.
On camera is the
camera.
only way.
Mic'd on camera.
Yes.
That's legally
in
now it's
between
the only way.
advertisements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now there's a song of hers that I love so much that I'm gonna.
Which album?
Okay.
Hey, I gotta
Oh,
go
by the
pee.
way, Shiza.
So I'm gonna leave the room.
Oh, Shiza is so good.
Good luck. Good night.
I really love I really love Nothing Else I Can Say.
That was a Headgum podcast.